Let's talk about something we've all felt. That frustrating gap between who we want to be and who we actually are day to day. We all have these big goals, right? We know exactly what we should be doing. So why is it sometimes so incredibly hard to just do it?
I mean, really think about that for a second. You buy all the healthy groceries for the week, but then you find yourself ordering takeout. Or you swear you're going to wake up early to work out, but then you just keep hitting that snooze button. It's clearly not about a lack of desire. So what is really going on in our heads?
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because we are so quick to blame ourselves. We call it being lazy or having no willpower. But what if it's not a personal failing at all? What if it's just your brain doing the exact job it was designed to do?
Yeah, this really gets to the core of that internal tug of war. See, you're trying to grow, to evolve, to become a better version of yourself. But your brain, its number one job for thousands of years, has been survival. And survival means one thing above all else: efficiency. Sticking to what's known, what's predictable, and avoiding the massive energy drain that comes with anything new and uncertain.
This is something we can call the comfort bias. Think of your brain as the world's most powerful but also most energy-conscious computer. It absolutely loves routines because they're automated, they're predictable, they barely use any processing power. A new habit, on the other hand, that's like running a brand new complex program. It's a huge drain on resources. So your brain will always try to pull you back to the familiar default setting.
Okay, that makes so much sense. And we can see this internal battle play out every single day. Let's use the most classic example there is. You decide you're going to wake up early to go for a run. The night before, you're totally motivated. You lay out your clothes, you set your alarm, but then that alarm goes off.
And there it is, the first little whisper from your brain. It's not trying to be your enemy, it's just trying to protect its routine. Rest is a known good, it's efficient. An early morning run, well, that's a huge, unpredictable disruption to the system.
And then comes the master negotiator. You can always start tomorrow. This is the brain's favorite trick because it lets you off the hook without making you feel like you failed completely. You're not giving up on the goal, you're just postponing the discomfort. It's a brilliant move to keep things exactly as they are.
And if that doesn't work, here's the final blow: the ultimate rationalization. Skipping just this one time won't really matter in the long run. This isn't just a random thought. It's a calculated, strategic move by your brain to defend its comfortable territory.
And there's some serious science behind that defense. A habit isn't just an idea. It's a real physical thing in your brain, a neural pathway. The best way to think about it is like a path through a thick forest. The more you walk it, the wider and clearer and easier that path becomes. Trying to start a new habit is like trying to forge a brand new path from scratch. It's really hard work at first.
Okay, so this is starting to sound a little depressing. It feels like our brains are basically wired to be lazy and resist any kind of positive change. But, and this is the really cool part, what if that's also the good news? The very same mechanism that makes it so hard to break a bad habit is exactly what allows us to create a good one. We can actually use this system to our advantage.
Exactly. You're basically deciding to create a new path in that forest. At first, yeah, it's a struggle. It feels uncomfortable. You have to consciously push through the weeds every single step of the way. But if you keep doing it, day after day, you start to clear that path. And pretty soon, walking that new path becomes just as easy, just as automatic as the old one was.
It's really incredible, isn't it? How this modern neuroscience is basically confirming what philosophers like Aristotle knew thousands of years ago. He said, excellence is not an act, but a habit. It's not about big dramatic gestures. It's about those small, consistent actions that slowly but surely carve those new pathways in our brain. You literally become what you repeatedly do. And this, right here, is such a critical idea to grasp. That feeling of discomfort, that awkwardness, the sheer effort it takes when you start something new, that is not a sign that you are failing. It's the feeling of your brain physically rewiring itself. It's the feeling of growth. It's literally the sound of a new path being built.
So what does this all mean for us? Well, here's the bottom line. Stop waiting around for motivation to strike. Motivation is, well, it's a fickle friend. It shows up when it wants to, and it disappears without warning. Real, lasting change comes from something far less glamorous: consistent practice. It's the quiet, daily, sometimes boring work of just showing up, especially when you don't feel like it.
So if you only take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Don't try to fight your brain. Train it. Treat it like a muscle. Show it, through tiny, repeated actions, what the new normal is. You have to be a patient but persistent teacher for your own mind.
And that's where the real magic happens. You keep at it. And then one day, you wake up and realize the struggle is just gone. Exactly. That early morning run doesn't feel like a monumental effort anymore. It's just what you do. It has become your new comfort zone.
So the next time you feel that internal resistance, that voice in your head telling you to just go back to bed, maybe don't see it as a sign to stop. Maybe see it for what it really is, a sign that you are on the absolute right track. It's the feeling of your old self making way for the new you. It's the sound of you winning that inner battle.